Welcome back to Digest with Jasmine. I'm Jasmine, your favorite registered dietitian, nutritionist, dishing all the nutrition topics. And today we're going to talk about food journals. Let's chat. Last week we talked about counting calories and how they're so much more beneficial than just looking at how many calories you consumed in a day. If you missed that video, don't worry. I'm going to leave the link below in the show notes and you can check it out. But today I wanted to talk about food journaling. Food journals can identify eating patterns in your lifestyle, which they can be improved upon, but you have to know what you're looking for, right? So that's why it's important that you keep a food journal. So what does a food journal entry look like? It really depends on the person. When I encourage my clients to keep a food journal, I really emphasize three things, and I'll go over it, so don't worry. But I really emphasize these three things so you can really have some really great notes. And before we start, I really just kind of want to get on my little soapbox again. So last week, I know we talked about counting your calories and having all this great information. And even if you don't know what to do with it, I really just encourage you guys to go seek a registered dietitian to help you. Again, dietitians, we're here to help you lose weight if that's your goal. But our main goal is to help you just eat healthier and to live life to the fullest when it comes to food, and we never want you to be afraid of anything. So that's my little soapbox. I'm gonna climb on down, and I'm gonna talk about the three things that I really encourage my clients to keep when they are writing their food journal. So the first thing I really encourage is the time. I want to know what time you're eating all your meals or your snacks. It's just really important. So make sure you're recording your time when you're writing your food journal, and I'll give you guys an example in a second. The second thing I encourage my clients to write down is what they ate. So how much you ate, the portions of it if you want to. All these things are really going to be helpful. And as much detail as you can get, the more information you can provide for yourself when you're looking back at your food journal. And the last thing I think is the most important, in my opinion, is how you feel. You know, when we eat, there's so much of an emotional thing attached to us eating, whether we don't want to eat, whether we're mad, whether we're sad, whether we're celebrating. They're two and two, right? So it's very important that you write how you felt before you ate and then how you felt after you ate. So here's an example. So say that you're doing a journal for your breakfast entry. I'm going to call it Andrew. So say you're doing an entry for your breakfast. You're going to put like 7 a.m. breakfast, had cereal with toast, felt a little hungry before I ate, and felt okay after I ate. Very simple. Again, if you want to put more detail, that you had like a almond milk, if you finished a whole bowl, please put those things. Whatever you think is going to be best for you is really going to be helpful when you review it, or if you bring it to your session with a dietitian. The more detail, the more better they can kind of just have this tailored kind of education for you. So I think that's the best thing about it. So say that you have had your food journal for about 2 weeks, and I always emphasize recording for more than 2 weeks before you really start looking back and trying to really figure out what your eating pattern is, because your first week or just 1 week may not be enough because it may be different. It may have been a chaotic week. You probably didn't eat like that usually. So I always feel like 2 weeks is enough to have a lot of data to look at. I said data and data all the time, y'all, so don't be like, what is she doing? You have enough data to look at and you're like, okay, this is enough for me. So you're looking at your food journal, your 2 weeks worth of food journal entries, and you notice every day that you have breakfast at 7 a.m. So there's that time. And then you don't have your next meal until about 1 p.m., your lunch. Again, the time again. So that's the first area, and that's why it's important. So now you have your time. You're like, okay, I know that I have breakfast at 7, and I know that I have lunch at 1. So when you're looking at your lunch entry, you notice that you're always feeling so hungry before lunch. You're like, oh my God, I'm starving. Or you can put, I starved before lunch. And then after, you put that you felt stuffed because you ate so much. You ate more than what you anticipated because you were so hungry. So those are the other two areas that I recommended. So now you're telling me how you felt before lunch, and then you're also telling yourself too that you ate more than what you intended because you were so hungry. So what do you do with this information? Like, breaking it down, what are you looking for? So the first thing is time. You're telling yourself, okay, I had breakfast at 7, and then I didn't have my next meal until 1 p.m. Those are your times. Now that you know how much time you have in between those meals, and you're like, okay, noted. The second thing is you're telling yourself how you felt before you ate and after you ate. And that was the third thing I told you to keep recorded. So you're telling yourself that you felt really hungry or you were starving before lunch, and then after lunch you felt a little bit stuffed. Why you felt stuffed is because you ate more than what you intended. So that was that second thing I told you to look at now, was what you ate, how much you ate. So you knocked out all those three things. You got your time, you know how you felt, and you know what you ate. So again, what do you do with all this information? What changes can you make from this? So if I was sitting down with a client and, this was something that they brought to me as far as a food journal, the first thing I think I would really notice is, hey, maybe you should add a snack in between your breakfast and lunch. And they're like, okay, I was thinking that too. Because you know that your first meal is at 7 a.m. and your lunch is probably always around 1 p.m. And you know those things won't change. But you can change the other two. You can change how you feel, and you can change what you eat. So by adding in a snack probably around 10:30, you know that you probably won't be feeling so hungry when 1 o'clock gets here, right? So that makes a whole bunch of sense that you now incorporated that snack in between, so you're not going to feel so hungry. Granted, when 1 o'clock gets here, yes, you may be hungry because it's lunchtime, but you're not going to be starving, right? You're going to be like, okay, I had enough. I had a snack in between, so I'm good, but it is lunchtime now. I can eat. So that could be a really, really easy way. And then after lunch, you can record, feel good, have my energy back, and you won't feel so stuffed because that snack did two things. It helped you not feel so hungry before lunch got here, and it helped you not overeat when you got to lunch because you gave yourself a snack. So those are ways of how you can use your food journal. It's just as simple as really keeping this detail, keeping it up, being consistent, and writing these things down. And they can really help you identify areas. Because sometimes we want to eat healthier and we just don't know where to start. And I think really having a food journal, y'all know I always talked about food journals, but I never did an extensive video like this until now. And I'm so glad that I did, because it can really help you out in areas of, I want to eat healthier, I just really don't even know where. So I'm glad I was able to do this. So whether you are counting your calories or keeping a food journal, they do way more than just what the outside shows. Again, with counting calories, you can review your nutrients, you can review your portion sizes, it can help you meet goals. And with your food journals, you can just identify areas of improvement, or you can add in those snacks. You can help yourself meet these goals as well. So I think it's really, really important. Again, if you still don't know where to start, it is definitely okay. You're not a food expert, and that's okay, but I am, and there's plenty other registered dietitians out there that are willing to help. So make sure you connect with one. You can connect with me. I'm here. You can follow me on Instagram. I'm going to leave all of my information in the show notes so you can quickly just follow. Make sure you are subscribed to my YouTube channel so you can get all that great information that I'm giving to you for the free, girl. And then also make sure that you are, yes, I already said that. Make sure you're following me on Instagram, and make sure you're subscribed to my channel, because that's going to be helpful. And then the last thing, make sure if you are on Facebook to join my private Facebook group. It is for free. It's called Girls Gone Healthy. It's just another place where I can connect with you on a personal level, and we can chat, daily. I'm giving out tips. So thank you guys again for joining me, and until next time, bye.